Okay, so we're going to keep working in 4.1, and we are on page 201. And we're working with complex situations. What it basically means is there's going to be more than one triangle involved. So I'll just put that, I'll put that down for you. It's not up there, is it? Okay. 201, there it is. More than one triangle involved. So often you must first find a shared side. Okay, so like this question wants us to solve for QS, ST, and RT. So it says more than one triangle involved, so often you must find a shared side or some missing angle. And you just use the 180 rule. What's the 180 rule for triangles? All the angles in a triangle have to add up to 180. So if you take a look at this triangle, do you see 26 up here? Everybody see that? 26 up here. Now imagine these lines aren't there. You got to imagine that those aren't there. Okay? This is 90. So how do we find this angle down in the corner? Good. Good. 26 and 90 makes 116? Well, because that's what he said. So 180 take away 90 take away 26 is better? I agree. 90 take away 26, so 66? Is that 66? That's my favorite number anyway. All right. Now, if you take a look at this triangle, now that we know that that's 66, we can use, is it 66? 64. Once you got this 64 down here, you can use 64 and 12.5, and we could figure out a bunch of stuff now. We could figure out QT. We could figure out PT, right? Using various trig formulas. If we could figure out this one here, and if we knew this angle here, we could figure out this and more stuff like that. Okay, and this is in your book. It's all here, so I'm not going to bother with it. Okay, but this is just some general rule for you. If there's more than one triangle involved, often find a shared side or some missing angle. Okay, so let's get started on Build Your Skills 3. So this is more of a reasonable question to start off with. So the shared side. Where is the shared side? Why'd you go do this? So where's the shared side? What's the one side that the two triangles share? That height, right? Good. So here's the shared side right there. So that's what you'd probably want to go after first. Okay? And what do you always need? What do you need in trig? One angle, one side. One angle, one side. or two sides. Because if you had two sides, you could use second function and get an angle. Nathan, you got to pull your hood back. Okay, so do you see in this triangle one angle, one side? Where do you see it? Where do you see it? On the right, right? Here's an angle, and here's a side. So let's use the 35 degrees. Let's mark 35, like we always do. You guys getting good at this labeling stuff? Nathan, do you need something? What do you need? Grab a pen, or his pencil right there. Right there. Yeah, good man. Okay, so straight across, that height right there is going to be the op. We always do it like that, right? Find the angle, go across. Then find the 90, go across. There's the height. And that makes 19 the adjacent. So which formula we got to use here? Remember this, Hazik? Remember this? So, ka, towa. Have you been to a class yet for trig? Have you been to one yet? Thank you. Were you? Okay. So we want the opposite side, and so we have to use adjacent. So which one of those formulas doesn't even do adjacent? So I wouldn't use sine. Okay, so see how cos does adjacent and so does tan? So what's the thing that I want? I want the shared side, right? Which is what? The op. So which one does the op? Toa. So we've got to use the tan formula. All right, so what goes next to the trig thing? What goes next to the trig thing? Angle. All over 1 equals. Now on the right side, we put the O on top of the A. So op on top of the A, which in this case is 19. So cross multiply. So easy, right? You always times the two numbers and then divide 1. So basically tan 35 times 19, and you'll get your op. And you have to be in which mode? So your calculator has to say DAG mode. So tan 35 times 19. I'm getting 13.3. All right. Now the question is asking to solve for x. What is the length of x? So now that I got this opposite side of 13.3, what can I do on this triangle here? I just heard somebody whisper it, yeah? So focus here. Do I need to move you guys? No? Focus on this right triangle. Okay? You got the short side, you have another short side, and to get the long side, you'll do Pythagoras. So quickly just do the long side shortcut. What is it? 33 squared plus 13.3 squared, and then square root the answer. You guys remember that? And I'm getting 35.58, so 35.58. All right. What do you guys think about that? If you have nice notes, You'll have a better chance on the test, the quiz. So 4.2, just plug away. I can give you the test once you're done. You can move on. What's that? Okay, let's go to the next one. It's my girlfriend's birthday today. She's turning 29. She's old now. I'm 29, yeah. I'm 1 year older than her, yeah. I'm turning 30 this year, yep. The end of June. 26. Yeah, so my whole life is like, as soon as school ended, is my birthday. It's like, yeah. Okay, let's take a look at this question here. What does it say? What does it want? Calculate the measure of angle. What does this symbol stand for? You guys know this symbol? Theta? Okay, so we got to find theta. Right here. So you got to find this. No, I got that one. Don't worry about that. Okay, so in order to get an angle from trig, what do you need? You need two sides, because you need a ratio of two sides, right? Trig always relates an angle to the ratio of two sides, so you always need two sides. And then depending on their labels, you just pick sine, cos, or tan, whatever their labels are. Do you have two sides for the theta triangle? Like, do we have this one, or this one? Well, we only have one of them. We have 8. So we have the shared side. That's actually kind of nice. We got the shared side. So we probably need to solve for one of these other sides or this missing angle. Which one do you think it is? Yeah, there's not enough information to get the sides, okay? So we have to go for this angle down in the corner. Does anybody know how we could get that angle down in the corner? You can't find angles with Pythagorean. It's not funny. You got to use one of the trig ratios. Let's call that angle x. Sine, cos, or tan. Okay. So right across x, that makes 8 the op. And right across the 90 makes this the height. So this 11 has to be adjacent. So you'd want to use tan. A couple people are quite quick at this. Why is it tan, Mustafa? Because tan relates the opposite to the adjacent. Do you know SOHCAHTOA? Do you have a cheat sheet? I wrote it on the board the first day. You're going to have to borrow it from somebody. Like Caitlin's is right here. You could come up to her picture. You could come take a photo of it right on your phone. Oh, you do? Okay. So you should have it up on your screen right now. Okay, so op is 8, 11 is adj, and if you're trying to solve for angles, we use the second function. So second tan, the op goes first, the adj goes second. This will solve for x. It is in degree mode, or else it's going to mess it up. 36 degrees. Everybody got that? 36. All right. So I'm just going to draw the triangle the big triangle just like this. This is 36. Right here is a 90. So how do you get this angle down in the corner? We talked about it right at the beginning. Good. 180 minus 90 minus 36. So there it is. Theta is 54. So with all these like lines drawn on the original triangle, it's kind of hard to remember that there's just this big triangle here, okay? So that's why I drew it underneath. So you could clearly see 90 in the bottom, 36 on the right, so you just subtract from 180 and you'll get the missing angle. Everybody okay with that one? Alright, now we're going to move to the next one. Finding sides. Do you guys still need this page? Anybody still need it? Okay. Really? You got it, Mustafa, or are you still going? You're good? Alright. Okay, let's go to the next one. It says find each of the indicated sides. Can you guys just look at that for 5 seconds and then tell me which do you think you need to go after first, X or Y? X. Some people saying X. So I'll let other people think about it for a sec and then why X? Just because you have enough information, is that what you said? You would have to find out the full hypotenuse in order to get Y. So in order to do that, you just have to find X and then add 0.8 to it. Yeah, that's good problem solving over there. Okay, so let's get that stuff out of the way. And here we go. 28, mark it. Who's been away a bit? Mustafa, gonna help me out with this? Can you help me? Because I think later me and you we'll have to go practice basketball because you missed like 3 shots in a row there. So I'll teach you basketball as well, okay? Whatever you need to know, I got you. Okay, so Mr. Mustafa, I'm going to draw a line like this, right to that opposite side. So this side is OPP. You can handle that? Across the 90, good man. Whoa, my screen's doing something funny. There's hype. And adjacent at the bottom, good. So I just need 1 second, my screen is doing something weird. Okay, so Mustafa, I think you should still help me. Yeah, we're looking for the X. So you need one that has hype. So which one of the formulas has hype in it? That does, because you need the one that has hype. So the first two, hey? So it's either going to be sine or cos. Now you just need to know, do you use the op one or do you use the adj one? See how it says, see how we have adj down here? Good, so you got to use cos. So let's just jot down the formula. Cos, what goes next to the trig thing? The the angle. All over 1 equals, all over 1, just to help us with cross multiplication. Now Marlon, now I'm going to pick on you, Marlon. See how it says AH in the acronym? So what goes on top? Good, and the bottom goes? Good. Okay, so what goes in top? What's the number? Good, and the bottom will be X. Good. Cross multiplication now. And this is the one that screws people up because now X is in the bottom. So what do I times? 1 and 6.3, good. And then I divide the cos 28, right? So basically it'll be this. 6.3 divide cos 28. Yeah, come in the desk, man. No, you're good. Just make sure you give it back. Unless you have something on you. 7.135. Okay, so now that we got x, bottom drawer, we can add on, oh, top drawer, sorry. Add on the 0.8. That gives us our hype, the big hype, the new hype. From there to there. That's the hype I'm referring to. So add 0.8 on there, it's 7.935. And now I'm just going to blow this triangle up a bit. 28 degrees still in the corner. We still want to find out what y is, and we got 7.935. Now which formula do I use? Mr. Josh Reyes. You gonna help me out? Okay, if you don't know, you got a label. So what label is y? Good man. Find the 90. What label is the 7.9 thing? Good man. And that means adjacent in the bottom. See how I don't know anything about adjacent? See there's no information about it? So which one do I got to use? Op and hype. Which one does op hype? Attaboy. Use science right here. Okay? So what goes next to the sine thing? 28. All over 1 is equal to op over hype. Akeelia, what goes in the op? What's got the op label? Good. Y goes on top, and hype is 7.935. How do I cross multiply this one? Divide by 1. So for this one, basically, you just times sine 28 with 7.935. So how many of you guys can spot the difference between this first one that we did above, highlighting in yellow, not really showing up, and then this one highlighting in yellow, not really showing up? I'll use my pointer. See this here? We ended up with the division after cross multiplication, and then here we end up with a times. So maybe Nathan could elaborate on this. Nathan, where's the unknown here on the right side? Is it in the top or the bottom? Bottom. So if it's unknown in the bottom, you're going to have to divide. Nathan, where is it on this one? See if it times. Did everybody catch that? It'll always be like that. Okay? But if you know how to cross multiply, you should be good anyway. So timesing by sine 28, and we're getting like, no, 3.725. All right. Okay, what next? Did you flip the page? So now they're going to do an example for you in the book. Okay. You can like look ahead into the example. They drew a line. But if you're given in a general situation, if they give you a weird shape, what are you going to try and do? Make shapes you're more familiar with. So this looks like a square, and then this is the right angle triangle. Okay, so just draw that in, or it's already done for you, right? Yeah. What are they asking us to do? Find the area or something? What does it say? calculate the dimensions. Oh, do you know what that means? Calculate the dimensions? How about ask somebody who's English second language? What does that mean? Calculate dimensions. What does that mean? Calculate dimensions. Not sure? Calculate dimensions. You guys know? No. Calculate dimension. So just asking like what's length, width, height, that kind of stuff. So just asking you what are the dimensions, what is the length, width, height. Oh, people English first language. You guys know what it meant when it said calculate the dimensions? Okay. So that's kind of not fair. So if you guys aren't sure on a test because of English or whatever, make sure you put your hand up, say, Mr. Linerber, I have no idea what this means, please tell me, and I will definitely help you. Because I don't have time for that. Plus, gotta have expectations high. Okay, here. Okay, so like I have a friend who's an electrician, and he had to take trigonometry at NATE and blah, blah, blah. Okay, but like when he's actually working, like so he's an electrician, so he'll run wire. Say he has to run wire like up a wall and then at an angle to say maybe there's some electrical device up in the air or something like this. And he's going to put metal frame casing, like metal casing around the wire so it doesn't get, so it's protected, right? And then at an angle, do you think he takes out his protractor and like starts doing calculations? No. Or do you think he just like eyes it out? Yeah, he eyes it out. Okay, so here's a question about a pipe and an angle and the calculation, but most people in actual practice would probably just eye it out. And then if they did it and it wasn't perfect, they would just make a few changes, like trial by error, right? But if you go to school to become an electrician, they're going to make you do trigonometry, so kind of is what it is. So they want this angle here. Let's call it theta. This one's super easy. If somebody could just rip off the labels for me quick. I'm thinking someone who hasn't helped yet. Ah, Khalif, because he's tapping away on his iPad. Khalif, my man, are you on the right page? Are you on the right page, yes or no? Khalif, okay. 12.6, Khalif. What is it, op, adj, or hype? Atta boy. And 14.9 is? Very nice, because it's not the hype. Hype's up here, right? Which formula does op and adj? Tan, good. If you're solving for an angle, which function do you use? Primary or secondary? Secondary, open the bracket. Op goes first. Adj goes second. And there it is. That's going to spit it out. If you got my scientific calculators, what do you need here on the second function? Brackets, good. What was that? Put brackets anyway? Yeah, it's always a good idea to put brackets. Anybody got this? 40.2. Is it centimeters or degrees? Centimeters or degrees? Good. You guys okay back there? Smells like icy hot patch or something. Deep cold. Is that you? That stuff's amazing. Did you have practice today or something? Or you just took off your wrist guard? Alright, so how much left? 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so 4 more questions, then I'll let you guys do the quiz, and then we'll do some homework. We'll get out of here. Okay, a woman is standing on one side of a deep ravine. Guys, English second language. Do you know what that means? A woman is standing one side of a deep ravine. Do you know what that means? She's standing on a cliff. Better? Yeah. I wish they would write these books better. Standing on a cliff, okay? So here's her hair. Here's her body. Here's her arms, and here's her legs. And here's the cliff. And she's gonna like use her eyeballs, okay? There's her eyeballs. And she's gonna stare at something. It's the line of sight, right? Bottom of the far side of the ravine, 52 degrees, and the ravine is 120 meters across. Okay, 120 meters. How deep is the ravine? So that's probably like, how high is the cliff, probably. That's what I'm thinking. So call that H. See this weird picture? It's really weird, right? So where's my triangle? Let's just sort of forget about how tall she is and just pretend that's part of the cliff. There's the right angle. There's the line of sight. What's her name? This is Sally. Yeah. It's always Sally. Alexa? Why? Is that a special girl in your life? Alexa. Okay, anyways. The most important thing here is this 52 degrees. Where do I put that? And if you have a cheat sheet like this young lady does, she should be able to get this because she's got the picture for angle of depression on there. It always goes down or up from a horizontal, okay? So on your cheat sheet, you're looking for this right there. Please keep it clean over there, okay? Depression goes down from the horizontal, elevation goes up from the horizontal. It's always from a horizontal line, okay? So her line of sight is angle of depression. So it's over here. This is 52 degrees. And it's the same as this one over here. This is 52 degrees. So what I always tell students, if they give you angle of depression, just imagine it's angle of elevation. Question? Yeah. Okay. So I'll just put that in here. If given angle of depression, it is equal to angle of elevation. So just use that. Because I think most kids are more comfortable with angle of elevation. Okay, so Sally here. Oh, it's even in your book. See that little guy on the bottom left? Look, it's in your book right there. Line of sight. Does everybody see that? Okay. Okay, so what's the height of this ravine here? What label is H? That's the opposite. 120 is the adjacent. So we're going to use tan. 52 goes next to the tan. All over 1. Opposite H on top of 120. In this case, the unknown is in the numerator. So do we times or do we divide? If the unknown is in the numerator. Times, good. I do like it. You okay, buddy? Kind of. Getting tired? What's wrong with you, Mustafa? Stay focused, young man.
I like watching.
Yeah, but you know what you got in the last test? You need to work harder. Okay, in this case we times. Tan 52 times 120 divided by 1. So just tan 52 times 120, I'm getting 153.5. 59. And this is meters. Okay? Yeah, that you pretty much left blank. You left it blank, sir. So it did not go well. Your average got dropped. Very bad. It's submitted. You can always redo tests, 100%, as long as you show me all your homework is done in your workbook. Every section of your workbook. All right, the next one, surveyor. I have a friend who is a surveyor also. What is that? You know those guys that like put up the tripods with the lasers? And then there's another group of guys with a tripod and a laser over there, and they like line up their lasers. You ever see those guys wearing the safety coats, lining up lasers? That's a good job. They get paid probably like $30 an hour to sit in a truck and go to a place, slap a tripod down and line it up with the other tripod, and that's your job. Tough life. What are they doing? They're measuring distances. They're measuring distances at proper angles. What? Yep, all types of distances, yep. Property lines, when they're doing construction, yep. Okay, so one guy stands over here at point C, downriver 500 meters from point B, and using his theodolite, I have no idea what that is, it's probably the tripod laser thing, measures the angle of vision to A, 28 degrees, so there's 28 degrees. How wide is the river? So they're trying to figure out W, how wide is the river? So what label is W? Opposite to 28. That makes 500 adjacent to 28. So this is tan again. Solving for a side, so we're using the primary function. So tan 28 over 1 is W over 500. Just times tan 28 and 500. Some of you guys are probably getting bored now because you've repeated the question so many times. But it's good that we practice. The more practice you get, the more second nature it will become. So 266 meters basically. Question? Yes. You gotta keep your comments to yourself. Okay? Thanks. No worries. Just don't do it again. Yeah, those are the only friends I have. It's true. I don't have very many friends. Sort of a sad reality. 4-pack battalion. Crazy Puckers? No, I've heard of those guys though. Oh yeah, because I played with those guys. Those guys are a bunch of ankle biters though, so I don't play with those guys. That means they don't know how to skate. When I went to go play with Mr. McBurney, the ref asked me and the other team asked me so that I don't score any goals. Just pass. Because I'd have like 20. It just wouldn't be fair. As someone who plays hockey their whole life and then these adults that are just trying, like maybe it's their first year ever. But he's a beauty at heart. I met Mr. McBurney this year. You've known him probably longer? Yeah, he's a really good guy. We're going on a trip actually later. May long. We're going on a trip. Okay, so what's this next question? What are they asking us to do? What is the perimeter? So it's an irregular shape. So what they do is they just go ahead and make more familiar shapes. So that's pretty straightforward there. Here's a skill though that you might not remember from 10-3. How could I find this angle here? How could I find that angle there? Do you guys remember supplementary? Complementary? Do you guys remember those?
Yeah. Basically, if you look, you can see straight lines, so you take a 180 degree.
Good. A straight line is actually 180 degrees. A portion of it is 140, so this little guy is 40. You guys know skateboarding? What happens when they do 180? Half turn. That's exactly what a straight line does. Start over here, go over there, half turn. Do the other half, are you back to where you started? That's 360. So half the turn, straight line is 180. So you got a portion of it's 140, so the rest of that's 40. And then stuff, what else could we do? I think that's pretty much the rest. And then they have a solution there that you could read if you'd like. All that next page, all that next page. So okay, we're on to build skills 9. Pauline here. Pauline wants to build a fence. So is that perimeter or area, the fence? Anthony Sonia Brown, if you were to build a perimeter, or if you were to build a fence, would that be perimeter or area? Perimeter. Okay, so let's find the perimeter of this bad boy. You alive? I couldn't. It's against my contract. Oh, you're done all of this? Okay, put your head back down. Huh? Quick. All right. So, taking a look at this. You guys with me? How could we find that length right there in blue? How could we find that? How could we use this triangle over here on the side? Is it got a right angle in it? Okay. So there's the right angle. We have a side. All we need is this angle here. What's that angle down there? What's this angle right here? No, 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 no. If I just showed you supplementary two angles that would add up to 180, 90 minus 49.4, because this is a right angle here, just like in the bottom here. So if a portion of it's 49.4, just subtract from 90, and you get that missing piece. So I got 40.6. So here's 40.6. This is your hypotenuse. This is your adjacent. So I'm going to use cosine. So I just have to, in this case, do I times or do I divide? I divide. Why do I divide? Because the unknown's in the denominator, and if you cross multiply, 1.75 times 1 does nothing, dividing cos 40.6. You always divide the thing across the unknown. That's a good way to remember. Please don't. What do you have? Can you wait till all school's done to eat those? Okay, so I got 2.3 there. Okay, here's 2.3. Now we got to do one more here. Over on the side, draw this line in. We know that's the height of the parallelogram. It's 1.75. Okay, guys. This is the height. No, this is not the height. Whoops, what am I doing? This is the op, right? This is the height. Okay, so using 68.1, it's sine again, or it's sine for op and height. So sine 68.1 all over 1, and 1.75 over height. It's divide again. Okay, if you guys aren't writing, then you must leave, Mustafa. Put your food away and pick up your pen. No food. Yeah. We're almost done. And then it's time for the quiz. 1.886 after cross multiplying. And then all you gotta do is add all these up. So 5 plus this, plus this, plus this. Whoops. Plus this. Okay, so I got like 11.93. That's your perimeter. Okay, one more to go, and then it's time for your quiz. Yep. Unless you want to do the quiz tomorrow. You'd have to do all your homework today. Okay, Sujin. He's doing area. Okay, this guy's doing area. So, listen up. Where am I going to draw the line? Good, across. You guys see it? Because you have to make shapes that you're more familiar with. Okay, line goes across like this. Alright. What's this angle? What is that angle? I know that the whole obtuse angle is 131. Does everybody see that? This is 131. Some of it is worth 90. You have to get good at this basic geometry. Is it 41.6? Okay, so there's that angle there. 41.6. Why do I need that angle? I need to calculate the height of this triangle. Why? So that you can get the area. Remember we just did area of triangles in the last unit? So base times height divided by 2. Once we get the height, we can do this. Alright, so focus in on this triangle here. H is op, and we have a height of 3. So I got to use sine. Oh my gosh. I don't know. Sine 41.6 over 1 equals op over height. So sine 41.6 times 3. I'm getting basically 2, 1.99. Now I can go base times height divided by 2. The base is 8 times 2 divided by 2 is just 8 square meters. All right. That 8 square meters represents the area of this triangular shape. Base times height divided by 2. The height we had to figure out from Pythagoras. The other part of the shape is a square. How do you figure out the area of a square? Just length times width. 8 times 8 is 64 square meters. So 64 plus 8, 72. All right. Let's ride. Is that what you just said? All right. Let's ride. Okay. Quiz or homeworks? Hands up for quiz. All right. Whoa. Nate, dog, nasty Nate. What do you say, Mr. Nate? Nate? All right, I accept your apology.